bit of machinery. So you're going to want to do strength training for your lower body, okay? You especially want to work your quads and your hamstrings and your glutes, and you want to kind of emphasize also some outer thigh work, because with a lot of runners, they're going to realize their inner thighs actually become really tight, so you really want to strengthen the outer thighs as well. So I'll just go over a few exercises, and then we have some questions, yes? So first one, who knows how to do a basic squat? How do you do it? Yeah, it's pretty much, your feet are going to be slightly wider than your hips. Your toes can be pointed slightly out, because this is the natural way your toes want to point, okay? Keep in mind, your knees should be following your toes. So if they're slightly pointed out, your knees should be going slightly pointed out as well. So when you're squatting down, it's going in the same direction as your toes. Versus some people who want to bring their knees in together. That's not too great for those knees. Okay? Another key thing to remember when you're doing squats is, as far as when you're going down, your knees should not be going in front of your toes. You should always be able to see your toes during the down movement. Some people will squat down and they're moving forward. Best thing to do is actually get a chair or something, put it a few inches behind you, and pretend you're sitting down. Touch your rear end on there, so that way you're making sure. The other key thing to remember is keeping your chest up. So it's not, a lot of people also want to just bend like so. Keep your chest facing forward as you drop down. Okay. So that's the thing. So it's best, just like so. So that you're going back. Try to get that back. Because if you go like this, you're putting a lot of pressure on your knees. If you don't keep that butt back, these are taking a lot of weight. Okay? As you're coming up, you really want to press into those heels. Sometimes people want to press into their toes, but you press into your heels. You're going to engage your glutes, maybe your inner thigh working a little bit, but your hamstrings, and your quads. Breathing wise. When it comes to a strength training routine, the way you want to breathe is you want to breathe out when your muscles are working. So if you're doing a squat, start with that. Your muscles are working when you're coming up. So that's when you're going to breathe out. That way you're going to engage the diaphragm, and you're going to get better. You're going to do the exercise properly. Okay. So that's one exercise. There's a whole list, but I'm going to show you guys some lower body exercises that would be especially beneficial for runners that don't require machines, that you can do on your own in your home.
Yeah, because I'll be sending out like a little page this week in my coach's email that kind of goes over ones that work machinery, that you can use machinery for, but that's why Marina's showing right now.
I already got that. So I saw what your workout is included with you guys, so that's why I'm going to kind of touch upon stuff you don't need machines for. Before I start showing you other exercises that would be helpful, talk really quickly about how many of these you're supposed to do, how often, how long of a rest period. Okay. You want to do anywhere from, you want to shoot for 12 to 15 repetitions. Okay. You want to do multiple sets. So that's a range, 12 to 15. You want to be able to do 15 on your first set. And then you want to take a rest, let your muscles recover, and then you're going to do that exercise again. Instead of just sitting there and waiting, because you're supposed to wait about 45 seconds to 90 seconds between each set. You can move on to maybe a core exercise as well. You can bounce back between the two so you get more out of your workout. So you're not sitting there waiting. On your second set, you should be struggling to hit 15 if you do 15. Okay. That's how you know that you have enough resistance. So if you can do 2 sets of 15 easily, then you've got to bump it up. For something like squats, in order to bump it up, hold on to some weights. Okay. So you kind of want to hit failure, because that's how your muscles are going to improve. So I showed you one exercise. I'm just going to go through a few more exercises. The basic lunge, and then a couple core exercises. Okay. Basic lunge. You can go either forwards or backwards. What you want to remember is 90 and 90. Your front knees, your front leg and your back leg are both going to be 90 degrees. One thing to remember in every exercise for the lower body, you always should be able to see your toes. Okay, that way you're protecting your knees. So I'm just going to reverse lunge. So if I get ready to take a step back and I drop down, my knees, I can still see my toe front, but my front leg and my back leg are both at 90. Then I press up. So when you're dropping your weight, it's going straight down. You're not just kind of leaning forward, but you're dropping it directly down. Makes sense? Once you get what I'm doing. Look, can you see your toe?
No.
There you go.